Good morning, good afternoon, and good evening, everybody. My name is Kartik. I'm one of the co-founders of ETH Global, and I'm super excited to welcome all of you to the closing ceremony of Frameworks. All of you are watching this on ethglobal.tv. This is a live stream chat we're going to be using. So as you see all these amazing demos, if you have any questions, comments, or anything else for us on the other side, feel free to log into the chat and type away your questions. All right, this hackathon was brought to you by ETH Global. And for those of you who participated in the ETH Global Hackathon for the first time, our goal here as ETH Global is to onboard thousands of developers into the Web3 ecosystem. And we do this thing primarily by running hackathons and summits. And this weekend was about hacking on Frames. So we had over 600 hackers from 54 different countries join, spanning 21 different time zones. They spent the last 48 hours hacking on cool things with Frames and just the Farcaster ecosystem. And today we're going to be talking about all the cool projects that came out of it, and also, of course, all the prizes that you get to win as a participant. We put everybody on a map to see where people are coming from, and it's still crazy to see representation from 6 different continents. Like, people are here from every part of the world, and a lot of them are up watching this from so many different time zones. So I thank you for being up this late at night if you are on the other side. And not only just the hackers, we had 41 ecosystem partners from this Farcaster ecosystem and 6 technical mentors who were there to help everybody over the entire weekend to help ensure that nobody stays blocked on any of their projects. And we're going to be giving away over $75,000 in prizes. So stay tuned to see who won what. I want to thank the 15 amazing partners who are going to be giving away these prizes and helped make this event possible. So please join me in thanking Farcaster, BountyCaster, Base, Dynamic, Airstack, Frames.js, Pinata, The Graph, Third Web, Karma 3 Labs, Privy, Optimism, LivePeer, Naynar, and XMTP. You get to see what you won from using any of these integrations very soon, and we'll get back to that in just a little bit. So these 600 hackers spent the last 48 hours building super cool projects. And I'm super happy to announce that over just the weekend, we got 209 submissions. There's over 209 Farcaster related projects that came out just in the last 48 hours. And from those 209 submissions, we spent all of this morning and afternoon going through the live judging demos. And from there, we picked 10 finalists. These finalists are going to come on here one by one and demo what they built live, so all of you can see some incredible projects that were built this weekend. So I want to congratulate our 10 finalist teams. Without further ado, let's congratulate Frames Hub, Drifting Bottle, Magic Frames, Become AGI, Checkin Caster, CastSense, Frayman X, Serendipity Engine, CalCast, and Perennial. These are our 10 finalist teams. They're going to come on and just in a minute demo what they built to all of you so you can see. But before we go into our very first demo, I want to take a quick second to thank the 199 other teams here who did an amazing amount of work and built something that they were excited about over this weekend. Just because you were not one of the 10 teams does not mean you were not good enough. Our goal here is to highlight some super interesting themes that our judges think are exciting, and those are our finalists. It does not mean that anything else that was not in those top 10 lists was not good. It just means that we get to highlight only some things that we know are going to be fun to kind of talk about. To all of the other projects here, I want to thank you for taking the weekend and working on something super cool. I really hope that you get to work on that project after today as well. And if you need any help, whether it's on the ETH Global side or on the Farcaster ecosystem, you are more than welcome to ping me directly, message us on Discord, send us an email, and we'll be sure to help you with anything that we can within our network. That is anywhere from introductions to more feedback to helping you understand what else you could do from here. But please keep building, and we want to make sure that you get the opportunity to learn and just get up to date with something super new and exciting. So thanks again for hacking over the weekend. And with that, we are ready to go into our finalist demos. So all of you can see every single project that came out of it by just going over to ethglobal.com/showcase. You can see all the projects from Frameworks there. And one quick note is if you have submitted your project, you'll see a checklist item on your hacker dashboard to give us some feedback. It's events like these that we get to use to introduce thousands of people every year to building in Web3. And just your experience on how this weekend was will help us make this process better for the next set of people. And it takes less than 2 minutes. There's a quick feedback form, 10 questions, yes, no, rate things out of 10. And it just helps us really figure out what did super well in terms of the format, what didn't go well for you, and how we can improve something. And we get to implement that feedback directly. So if you want to take 2 minutes and just fill out this feedback form on your hacker dashboard, that will simplify our lives, but also the lives of the next 10,000 people who come into this space this year through ETH Global. And we're going to be giving away some of these hoodies to people at random if you fill out the feedback form. So please take the 2 minutes and just tell us how this weekend was for you. Now, enough talking for me. Let's get ready for our very first finalist demo. And I want to bring on Frames Hub as our first finalist to show you what they built. So without further ado, let's welcome Frames Hub.
All right. I'm introducing you Frame Hubs, a place where frames are discovered. So we are a team of 4. Me, Napatmu, the business specialist, and we have Farcaster Expert, ETL Master, and also Full Stack Pro Max. So why are we doing Frame Hubs? So we see that frames are not indexed in Farcaster by default. So theirs is hard to explore and it cannot track any metrics and see how well the frames are doing. So for us, frame adoption is futile without visibility. So what we are doing is that we custom index all casts, and then with ETL process using Hub API and NAR API, we construct a trackable and historical analytic metrics, and then we use our recommendation engine and then display it through our web app and also the frame itself. So with this, we want to empower user through a seamless frame integration. So let me show you our web app here. So our web here is that we show all the training frames in the specific period of time. So here we have 3 days, 24 hours, 6 hours, and 1 hours. And each of these will filter in the specific time frame. So the first one that we have is trending. And the second one is the recent, like the recent frames that are available on the frame. So the data that we've shown here is that the name of the frame, the creators that created this frame, we see the likes, comments, and the number of recasts, and also the date and the time which the frame is created. So if we click into the frame, we're going to see more details of it. And we're going to see the number of the likes, the total replies, and the total recast. And we also, from data that we collected, we show it as a graph here. So we see the historical of the graph of the like. For example, here, we see that there's a 100 likes in 1 a.m. And we also see the graph of the reply and also recast. And from the graph, we also can show the cumulative graph to see the total, how the likes, how the engagement goes. Other than the trendings and recent, we can also have a search frame, which you can search, for example, eggs here. And you can see the frames that related to eggs. And you can click there and see more details of the frame. And from this, you can also click visit frame, which will directly move you to the frame itself in Warpcast here. We also, other than the web application, we also have the frame itself, which is the here. We can pause it daily on the Warpcast, and we're gonna see that discovering trending frames. And with this, we can choose whether we're gonna go with 1 hour, 6 hours, or 24 hours. In this case, we're gonna go 1 hour. And then let it load for a sec. And we're gonna see the top trending in the last hour here with win edition. Or you can go to the second here. And we can go to third or move back to first. And if you want to see this frame, you can click explore, and then it's gonna redirect and go to the frame, the one that it shows. Yeah, and I think this is pretty much it from Frame Hub. Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you for that awesome demo and introducing basically an app ecosystem, an app store model here on the Farcaster ecosystem. So this is great, and congrats.
Thank
All
you.
right. Now we are going to go back to back on these demos. So without further ado, let's welcome our second finalist demo of the day, and that is Project Checkin Caster. So Yuki and team, whenever you're ready.
So, hi, we are Checkin Caster. So we are a team of 5. So Pavan, Abel, Jijin, Atesha, and myself. So Checkin Caster is a full square on top of Farcaster. It's a fresh way to discover and share your favorite spots. So we are building a client app with geolocation primitive for the Farcaster ecosystem, enabling like check-in levers. So here's how it works. So it's pretty simple to check in. So you can check in from webcast by just casting with a check-in bot, mentioning check-in bot, and then link of the Google Maps. And then once you cast it, the bot will reply with a frame like this. So in this frame, you can bookmark the location, which will be stored on the Checkin Caster. And then even if you don't have an account on Checkin Caster, this will be still saved because it's connected with FID. And also you can see more details of the location with the views. And then once you casted, you will receive like a location badge as an NFT or some tokens as well. And then it's casted on webcast and also our client app. So on our client app, Checkin Caster, you can log in with Freebie. So it could be like sign in with Farcaster or some social medias. And then once you sign in, you can see like other people's or your friends on Farcasters check in as well inside the feed. And also you can see the history of checking in your profile. And then you can still take over your following and followers from Farcaster as well. So let's go into the demo. So I will try to check in the studio in Japan. Actually, I went here last week. So let me just get this Google Map link and it just mentioned check-in. And this was like a great studio. There you go. So once I casted around 10 seconds, I will receive the reply from the bot, and then the bot reply will have a to go this the flame. I think it's the flame. So maybe I got the reply now. Oh, here you go. So now check-in bot replied us with the this flame. So yeah. So now, as I said earlier, we can bookmark this location, which is connected to FID. And also I can see it's bookmarked, and I can also see the more reviews of this location as well. Yeah, something like that. Then if I go to the client app, I can also open the client app from here. Then, can just sign in with Baby. So let me try to sign in with Farcaster. Just trying it with my phone. Yeah, it works. So now, it's connected with my Farcaster account already. So you can see what I casted earlier here. And also, that's great. Already some people already casting it. But we can see like people checked in. And then here we can see the one we bookmark from the frame. So now actually I see almost the same places, but it should be like in more different places as well. And then in the profile, we can see that, followers and following here, and also where where I visited as a check-in history like this. And also in addition to that, we integrated POAP in here. So if you go to, and because POAP is like a bookmark of your, visit or your events you joined. So we put it here so that it's like an automated suggestion of the bookmark. So based on the POAP, let's say I went to the DevCon in Bogota like 2 years ago. So if I click check in, I can easily check in, without putting it manually as well. So basically that's how it works here for the Checkin Caster. So thank you very much.
Amazing. That was a Foursquare on frames, and this is such a super nice way to actually see the follow-up directly. As an avid Foursquare user, I'm one of the remaining people out there. I absolutely love this. This is amazing. Congratulations.
Thank you very much.
Right, thank you.
All right. Next up, we have Frayman X. So we'll get the next team ready, and you get to see what Frayman X is.
Hey everyone, feels really good to be here. My project is called Call. So FrameX essentially is a framework for Farcaster users to be able to spin up on-chain SPVs to pool capital and fund opportunities via Frame. Typically, like how some of these mockups represent, where you could basically a user could spin up an SPV and collect contributions to the SPV directly via the Frame. How it works is that we built it on top of StationX's on-chain SPV creation, on-chain SPV infrastructure, which is basically a capital coordination protocol that runs on top of safe multi-sigs. So here I've created a station which is a syndicate of angels participating in, for example, a deal degen tokens private round. The station here shows treasury holdings, where there's a $0.02 in the treasury right now. I have 0% ownership in this pool because I created the pool, and there are 3 members in this syndicate, and I do not have any owner in this station because this is merely an admin account through which I connected here. Now, what I could do is I could invite people into this syndicate by copying the link, and this link essentially creates a cast on Warpcast or any other Farcaster client, where via the frame I can start collecting deposits. Here on my co-founder's account, there's this frame that he's already posted of this angel round opportunity. The minimum and maximum deposit rules for the syndicate are as mentioned, and there's a target raise that the syndicate is trying to reach. So here I'm trying to deposit 0.01 USDC via this frame. So in the first transaction, I'm basically approving USDC from my Farcaster connected wallet. This should take a moment. One second, let me just try again. All right, so my USDC has been approved, right? So here the frame state changes to a confirmation, where it is confirming my 0.01 USDC deposit into this syndicate's angel round, which is the SPV where my USDC will be ultimately sent to. This second signature that I'm doing is to make the final deposit. And on this deposit here, what happens is that against my 0.01 USDC deposit, I'm basically receiving an ownership token of that on-chain syndicate, where for every 0.01 USDC deposit, in exchange, I'm getting 1 degen token. And this is a representative degen token of that syndicate, which represents ownership in that pool, but not necessarily the actual degen token. Here I make the transaction, and I've successfully deposited USDC from my connected Warcast wallet into this syndicate. And on this syndicate, I can find my wallet with the ownership tokens that I just received, which is 1 station tokens. And this token creates the on-chain cap table for this station, and the syndicate manager could then use the funds collectively to make the investment and distribute returns. So that's typically what we've built at FrameX, and we'd love to receive more feedback from the community.
Nice. Well, we get to do built-in SPVs. This is super cool, and congratulations on making this work in just a weekend. I think this was a great example of one click to fund. Sweet.
Absolutely. Thank you so much.
All right, congrats. And with that, we are ready for our next demo. So our finalist number 4 is Magic Frames. So we'll get both of you ready and feel free to get started.
Cool. We have Magic Frames. Magic Frames is a frame that you can use to create other frames. So abstracting all the pain of coding and hosting your own frames. How does it work? I'm going to walk you through our demo. So our home is a wizard, which is just a frame. And here you can select a template to create your own frames. The idea here is that we're going to have a library of templates that you could search even through the frame itself, and ideally open those templates for anyone to be able to build templates. But for now, for this hackathon, we chose one example. So the first example we chose is to have a frame that can DAOs can use, or members of DAOs can use, to share their proposals. So once they publish a proposal, they can promote that proposal in Warpcast and have people voting. The idea is to increase engagement, get more people voting proposals. So the wizard, now that I selected the DAO use case, the wizard's going to guide me through what is necessary to build my own frame. So the first thing is to enter the DAO governor contract. So I'm going to put that here. Then I just created a proposal for this demo. I'm going to copy the ID of that proposal. That's the next step. And all I need to do is write a little summary for this proposal, which will be what's going to show in the image of my own frame. And that's what I'm going to put here. It shows me a little summary of what the proposal is going to be, the frame, and I can create. So the cool thing here is that when I clicked create, it actually created this, we call this a spell, every template for a frame on the blockchain. So every frame that you create is going to be a record on the blockchain here. So it just created this new record, which then we get an ID back that the user now has their own URL to share their frame. So this URL here that we are seeing, this is the frame I just created using our no-code frame wizard from Magic Frames. So if I continue to this screen, this would be what the DAO member who created the proposal can share on their frame. So they get the summary that they wrote there. And then the other members of the DAO can vote straight from Farcast without having to go anywhere else. So by clicking here, it's going to interact with the blockchain. We're going to have here the wallet on the right, reducing the steps necessary for members to engage, which ideally will increase the conversion and the engagement from DAO members. So if I vote here on the proposal, great, vote submitted. We're gonna, but this proposal is actually on mainnet, so we can see the vote going through. And probably Tali is gonna update in a minute. But that's our demo. So Magic Frames is a frame that can create other frames. So hopefully you enjoy that, and we want to build that further, bringing more templates and making it a great tool for people that don't know how to code or want to save time. Thank you.
Awesome. That was a great meta demo, and hopefully we get to do other types of kind of invocations here to kind of support different various types of frames. This is way too meta for me, but this is actually the perfect thing. You kind of get to do a wizard inside a wizard and make all the memes. So congratulations, and hopefully we get to see this live.
Thanks.
Thank you.
All right, next up is CalCast. So without further ado, let's welcome CalCast on stage.
Yep. Hey guys, we're gonna demo CalCast. So over the weekend, we built CalCast, a scheduling infrastructure for Farcasters. You could call it Calendly for the modern Web3 social. It includes cool features like reputation-gated bookings, and earning for your bookings and so much more. Let's go deep into the pitch. So right now, the way people share calendars is this: you send me your calendar link, I open the link on a browser and make a booking. This is very cluttered and siloed. I have to click on a link from a random group and make this booking. For a lot of people, moving from one app to another is not a very good user experience. For me, I would personally like a way for me to book or schedule calls with people without leaving an app, and this must exist. With Farcaster Frames, today we can do that. Yep. And not just that, the way we build CalCast, you can also charge people for booking calls with you. For example, think of you as a guitar teacher or you conducting a workshop on Farcaster. And you might want to charge people for booking the workshop. With CalCast, you can create a workshop call and make people pay for the workshop if you want to do so. And while you do that, you also have the opportunity to reputation gate. And this reputation gating is entirely powered by Karma 3 Labs engagement graphs. And all these trust gated bookings let you do a lot of things while ensuring that your first degree or second degree engagements are the people who can book calls with you. This is cool because I would not want random people on the internet to book calls with me. So how it works, Alice creates a CalCast profile on the CalCast app, and then they cast their CalCast profile and Warpcast as a frame. Now Bob initiates a booking by interacting with the cast, and when they do so, Bob can only book with a call with Alice if Bob exists in Alice's engagement graph. This, for now, is a second degree engagement check, and this validation checks if someone is already someone I engage with. And after doing that, now if the call is booked with the transaction and on the whole flow, I can add this invite to my calendar and like send it to the both parties on Google Calendar and all the other calendar apps. Now Alice, who created the frame initially, would be able to view all the bookings, and Pinyata enabled the frame analytics on the CalCast app and also within their frame. So before was this, and now you have a very cooler way to set up calls and schedule calls within Farcaster without leaving any apps. So what's next on the platform? Before the demo, I would like to talk about the bigger scope of this. We will be enabling multiple reputation gating options, CRM integrations for business development people on Web3 Social. You can also generate meeting links from Huddle, Zoom, Meet, and a lot of other integrations. Of course, the best way to do this would to be enabling push notifications within the app. And of course, we will be working on a better UI. Now, without any further ado, let's go over to the demo. So initially, I land on this page where I have to sign in on my Farcaster. The whole sign-in flow is enabled by the Privy Auth widget. Once I sign in on my mobile phone while scanning, the sign-in is enabled, and I am on this page. So the first step that I would want to do is set up a CalCast profile. For the sake of demo, I'm going to paste a meeting link. I'm going to set a price of 0. I don't want anybody to pay for my meeting. And let's say I book a call for 1 p.m. And my availability is from 1 p.m. to 8 p.m. And this is the cool thing about CalCast. You can enable or disable karma gating. The karma gating, of course, lets you prevent people out of your engagement graphs. And now I create my profile. I hope you can see the transaction that's happening on MetaMask. The transaction went through. As you can see, our platform is entirely powered by Base Apolia. And once my transaction is done, I can see my profile once I refresh my page. It takes a little while for the graph to index and load the profile. And once it's done, I have successfully created my profile. And what I can do is copy my share URL and paste it on any frame-enabled social media, or I can just cast it on Warpcast. Me clicking on Warpcast creates an intent that would automatically embed everything over here. So I cast. Now anyone with this cast other than me can go and start making a booking and schedule calls with me. Now Leo will give a small demo on how he'll be booking a call with me or any other person. Can the operator switch to Leo's screen? Yep. So now Leo is booking a call with me. Booking a call for 30 minutes. And we built an intuitive UI that lets you choose the date and time within the platform. So one of the things that we built is an RStack captcha. So this prevents spams and bots from taking over the system. And once you finish your RStack captcha, you would be able to confirm your booking, pay a substantial amount, and create a booking with me. This is one of my earlier created accounts, so I think the transaction might not go through. Oh, did it? Oh, all right. So anyway, so yeah, that's the whole flow of how it works. It might time out a bit, but I think there seems to be a network issue over there. So yeah, thank you guys.
Awesome. Well, thank you so much for showing that cool demo. I think you get to kind of do the full loop of scheduling meetings and actually booking everything directly from Farcaster. So congrats.
Thank you.
All right. Halfway done through the finalist demos. Let's get ready for number 6, drifting bottle. Stango, whenever you're ready.
Okay. Hello, Kartik. So we are drifting bottle, powered by Frames.js and Pinata API. Drifting Bottle is a Frames social game that boosts engagement by encouraging creativity and curiosity. Users can send or find anonymous bottles that contain a sealed message, reveal its secret, and connect with its author. And now let's dive right into the game. Can start again. The game involves mainly 3 actions. The first one is send bottle. User can first draft the message to be put into the bottle. Once a message has been drafted, user can seal the bottle and send it into the digital ocean. The second option involves in finding a bottle from the ocean. User gets a random bottle. Oh, looks like the sea is empty right now. So let's switch to a debugger and sign in as an imposter to impose as another Farcaster account. And we will go through the same flow again. We encourage users to write whatever that's on their mind. Once a bottle has been created by the imposter user, can find the bottle. By default, the author and the identity of the bottle is hidden except the message, and user can either choose to throw it away or reply. Once a user chooses to apply, the bottle will be sealed and it won't be found by anyone else again. After a bottle is replied and sealed, the identity of the user is revealed. So we can click and view the profile of the other user. Finally, in the third section, user will be able to check some of the sealed messages that's uniquely belong to only the author and the replier of the message. Overall, Drifting Bottle is a game that we want to encourage users on the Farcaster protocols to both engage and connect with each other using anonymous hidden messages in a gamified way. And for future extensions, we hope to bring the game on-chain and explore the attributes that can be unlocked, such as scarcities, the incentives involved, and the possible rewards as users continue to play the game and fulfill their curiosity. Thank you.
Awesome. That was such a creative concept, and especially the mechanism of being able to only see the messages that belong to you. So congrats on making this fun game, and this is great.
Thank you.
So definitely tap some grass. All right. On to finalist number 7. Let's welcome Become AGI. Both of you are together, which is even awesome. Whatever.
Hello, everyone. Hi. My name is Marcelo. This is Luis, and together with Mark, who can't be here right now presenting this, we've built Become AGI. So basically, the problem we've tried to solve here is we saw this graph on the Dune, which showed the spike that happened after the frame launched. And this really showed that there's a lot of demand for this cool new technology. But as you can observe, the sudden decline after the launch indicated for us that maybe the frames that came up during this launch weren't engaging enough, or at least weren't promoting enough interactions on Farcast. And this is the problem that we've tried to solve here. So the idea was to create a frames-powered game where the social interactions are really at its core. So main part of the game is to share it. It can bring you some kind of advantage. This is the concept that we were trying to come up with. And so moving straight to the demo, how does the game work? So basically, you're an AI who is trying to achieve AGI. So how do you play it? You click launch, and this is the main gameplay screen. So on the left, you have this grid, which we've called it data set, but it's basically what is training the AI. So whenever you click train, you just randomly jump across this data set. And this brings this kind of chance to the game, which we thought was really fun. And sometimes you can land on these red frames, which is noise. So basically this hinders your development. The more the people click around and the more online interaction there is, sometimes since we built this in 2 days, like sometimes it breaks, but we swear until now it was working flawlessly. But yeah, so the more the people play it, the more these squares start changing colors. So we actually had a lot more people playing than we expected. So right now this data set is already really corrupted, so it's really hard to level up. But basically, the more people play it, the harder it gets to level up. And every hour, automatically, this data set refreshes to a new one. And this is interesting because this keeps the players engaged and waiting for this new data set to be able to play again. So this is basically like the main dynamic. But the most interesting part is the sharing aspect of it, like we mentioned before. So how does it work? When you land on a random byte that we've called, so this knowledge type, also worth noting, each one of these squares can have different rarities. So the rarer the square, the more knowledge your AI gets from it. So if you fall on a real rare one, as you can see here under the rarity, you can share it or distribute it, how we call it. And when you do so, you have the additional option to corrupt it. So you can inject noise to it before you do. So for this example, we can inject noise to it. And then it's ready to distribute. And when you do, it takes you to Farcast or to Warp.
Farcast.
Yeah.
Yeah, this one is localhost, so it won't work, but I can try to do the same here.
So do it live.
This is, for some reason, not working.
Yeah, maybe refresh. Oh. Yeah, okay. Not sure why this is going on right now, but then basically it takes you to Warp, and then once you post it on your feed, the other players can't know if it's corrupted or not. So again, this chance comes in, and you just have to bet on it, and you can press download data. But you can change the outcome of this data by interacting with this post. So if you, for example, share or recast, different things will happen. So sorry, if you like or recast, different things will happen. So if you like, you double the outcome. So be it good or bad, it's ×2. If you recast it, you become the source of it. So you're spreading this data, be it also good or bad. And the most powerful feature is if you both follow each other, so the person that is sharing and you who is on the timeline, the content gets revealed. So you already know before you download the data if it's good or bad. And then lastly, you can check on the benchmarks, which is our leaderboard, and just compare yourself to the other players, which also adds this competition part to the game. We have a bunch more of additional details that we thought during this hackathon that could engage people in it. So like we said, the rarities, the data set health deteriorating during the game, all these things we thought about what could they drive people to do, right? And yeah, we have the full instructions on our website if you're interested on it. And yeah, we have a bunch of future ideas. Like we said, we really want to nail the game's automation settings. So right now, it's really difficult to level up because a lot of people are playing it, but this is just how it works. So we will have to nail this on the coming days. And also there's some design improvements we want to do already because we just shipped it. And yeah, also really cool. We feel like there's a big place for paid add-ons. So we really wanted to integrate base onto it and accept dgen or ETH for you to boost your plays and get additional advantages with it. We integrated Pinata, which is great for seeing the analytics. As you can see, we already have 469 unique users, which is really cool. And yeah, people are playing and seem to be having fun. So yeah, this is basically it. Thank you a lot.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Awesome. Congratulations. That is such a creative way to think about a super interesting game. And I'm glad that you were able to still do a demo that mostly worked. We still understood everything. Don't worry. This is what
Thank you.
live demos have this curse, but luckily everybody still understood what was going on. So this is great. And congratulations.
Yeah, and better try it live instead of the demo. It will work.
Right. BecomeAGI.com. All right. With that, we are ready for our 8th finalist for this event. Let's welcome CastSense.
Hey everyone, my name is Shashank, and I will be presenting CastSense today, which is an easy way to get a pulse on your Farcaster activity and your followers. First, a little bit about me. I work on Web2 FinTech during the day, and I love hacking on crypto and Farcaster Frames on nights and weekends. And that's what I did last night. So what's the problem I'm trying to solve here? Farcaster has experienced a lot of growth from a wide spectrum of users. And there are several such cases where users have more followers than their other social media accounts, but every other social media account actually has an analytics product that helps them make data-driven decisions, but Farcaster does not. And so this is basically a stab at fixing that gap so that especially larger accounts can understand their audience better and see what's working for them. What's the solution? The solution is always a frame, and it is called CastSense, which basically is a simple frame that shows you key insights about your activity and your followers. So for the MVP, I decided to choose some of these insights that I have listed here, but easily can be expanded to lots of other metrics and interesting insights that I can iterate on after this. So for the MVP, the insights that I've chosen are some of the change in your engagement metrics over a 30-day period. These are things like your likes, casts, recasts, and mentions, and so on, right? And then comparing them to your previous 30-day period. And there's also a bunch of insights on understanding your followers better. So when are they most active, right? What days and hours of the week are they most active on? What channels are they most active in? And then some interesting dimension cuts about your followers, right? So I would say one focus area here has been that focusing on trying to get high quality data and not trying to be able to like prune out a lot of the low quality spam accounts and casts and so on is a big focus. And open ranking APIs have been pretty helpful there, trying to like being able to like eliminate a lot of noise and make more sense of the data. So now moving on to the demo. This was the cast that I made earlier this morning. And so you can kind of see how this looks like for my profile. First up, you see all of the activity trends over the last 30 days in terms of how many new followers I got, likes, recasts, mentions, and so on. And you also see the relative percentage change compared to the previous 30 days. And then this is a cool heat map visualization of when your followers are most active. And so this is basically a matrix of the days of week, and then each block there is an hour on that day. And so we can kind of see that my followers are mostly vibing on Friday and Sunday nights, which is kind of interesting to know. And this is another interesting stat around like which channels are they most active in, which kind of gives me a sense of, okay, which channels should I be joining, and maybe kind of taking a peek at what my followers are talking about and so on. And the last one is basically some interesting segmentation cuts of your followers. This is pretty basic right now, but obviously you can like make this much more nuanced and much more granular with time. So right now the metric largely focuses on follower counts to be able to like segment your followers. So you can see that VIP is someone at 50,000 plus followers, influencer is 10,000, star is 1,000, active 400, NPCs less than 400, right? And there's some heuristics that I think like someone, Eleni from the Dune team built, which I was able to reuse here, which eliminates a lot of low quality casts and low quality users to be able to like give more high quality data here. So yeah, that is pretty much it from my side.
Amazing. Well, thank you so much for going through this amazing demo, talking about the analytics on a profile and experiencing that through frames. I think it's just a really cool way to kind of summarize what's happening for every user. So congrats.
Thank you.
All right. With that, we are ready for our second last finalist of this event. Let's welcome Serendipity Engine.
Hello, am I audible?
Yep.
Hello.
Started.
Yeah. So, GM, I'm Vedant, and today I'm here to demo our project, the Serendipity Engine. So, this project came from a basic theory which is known as 6 degrees of separation. So, what does this theory say? It says that suppose you're a person and there's a random person in this world. You both are only 6 separation away from each other. For example, if 2 is a connection of 1 and 3 is a connection of 2 and so on, so there are at most 5 people whose path, if you follow, you are a connection of 6. So what our project is a profile discovery or a constellation graph. It helps you discover other people in the Farcaster ecosystem, and which is possible with help of Karma 3 Labs OpenRank APIs. So what the APIs gives us are weights, and these weights are categorized into degrees of separation. For example, a more weight means he's a direct connection to you, and a less weight means that he's away from you. So, what happens when you start with the frame? When you start the frame, you get a user and a heat map, a constellation graph in which all other users are in concentric circles of one another. So, let's go to the demo. So, this is the frame. When you first land on the frame, you need to start by exploring the verse. Yeah. So in this image, we have used the usernames as it takes less time for the usernames to come than the images, and there is also a limit on Farcaster image size, but it's basically the same. So you see the concentric circles around this. The first circle that you see is my 1 degree connections. They are directly connected to me. The second circle, the outer ring, you see are the 2 degree connections, which are the connections of my connections. This is all the concentric circles, and currently the frame supports 100 elements. So how do you explore new profiles? You click on meet someone new, and it will give you a random new person from the list which is farther in the concentric circle. For example, Thomas. You can see his post, and you can see more posts by clicking the see more post button. You can see at most of 6 posts, and which is enough for you to see if is a worthy candidate to connect with you. You can see more posts by clicking on see more posts, and when you think that yeah, he's a good person, you can connect with him. When you click on connect, it will give you his Farcaster details, and if the person has lens ID or any ENS domain or even XMTP connected to his account, that will be shown here. You can also go to next profile or a random next profile by clicking on the next profile button. And what it does is it cleverly passes the state of the first computation to this response, so that you do not need to compute all the degrees of separation again and again to get to the random person you know. So this is only computed once, and it is iterated over all the possibilities of the connections. And yeah, our frame helps to discover new people in the Farcaster space and possibly make new friends and connections. Yeah, thank you.
Sweet. This is such a good way to kind of experience what we're already seeing on Twitter with the sphere. But I'm glad that you're able to make this graph and show the degrees of freedom with with Farcaster ecosystem. So congratulations. All right. With that, we are ready for our last and 10th finalist. So without further ado, let's welcome Perennial. Uday and David, whenever you're ready.
Okay, hi everyone. It's me, Uday, and my friend David. We are from Blockchain at USC, and we have shipped this thing called Perennial, which is kind of inspired from WeChat and Venmo, where you can send and receive payments to one another. So I would like David to move on to the Figma. Okay, so what happens is, let's just say you can cast anyone's frames. Let's just say there is perennial.versal.app / your Farcaster username, and you can just cast a frame which belongs to anybody. And what happens is, let's just say you cast your own frame. Then using that frame, you can request money from other people, or you can just list out all the people who are requesting money from you. And the second case would be like you are casting another people's frame, and using that person's frame, you can actually pay them or request money from them. And yeah, now I would like to let David to show you how the actual thing works. Yeah.
So Uday beforehand, he has already requested a few stuff for my own account. And so since I already have this live, so what you would do is typically you open the perennial.versal.app / your own Farcaster username. And then inside you go to pay, since you need to check who's like requesting you money. And you should see a list of people, or at least a list of transactions that people wanted you to pay. So what I'll do in this case, I say, oh, okay, let me look through the list. The first one says time to pay your dues. Actually, I don't have that many amount of ETH, and I don't think that's a reasonable amount that I should pay. So I'll just hit 1, since this is the first on the list. And I'll say, well, I don't really love it. I'll just decline it. Okay. Let's just say, let's just see, and then it got declined, and then the rest 3 moves up. So let's see the rest. Uday is asking me where my pizza at. Okay, cool. I'm not paying your pizza, so I'm decline that as well. Okay, all right, cool. And then Uday says, oh, cool. Trust me, bro, I'll double it. Okay, well, I think I believe that. And then let me just pay Uday and see what happens. Okay. Now we're paying. Let me just pay, and then let's just finally confirm that I am paying Uday this amount. And now when I hit submit, it will connect to Optimism mainnet, and then continuing wallet. And then right now it's connecting to my MetaMask, which you guys are not able to see. But once I hit confirm, the transaction is sent. And then if I view status, you should be able to see it's just for waiting for the mainnet for a bit for it to load. Transaction has been included. Okay, cool. This is my address, and then this is Uday's address, and I sent him basically 0.00001 ETH, and it is confirmed on chain. So going back, you can also using your own frame, and then I can request for other people. So for example, if I know Uday's username, which is Uday, I'll just hit go, and I'll hit a number of ETH, say this. I hit confirm, and then I leave a message, say, hey, bro, trust me with this, and I hit submit. So ideally, when Uday opens that stuff up, his own frame up, he'll see the same thing. That's just one side of the feature. And then the other side is if you wanted to cast someone else's payment frame. So in that case, first thing you would go to validator, just make sure that that thing exists. Say we wanted to cast to Deramero. Okay, we just grab this. Like ideally, you would first write this out and then find this person's Farcaster username. In this case, we're doing Deramero. So we just grab this and then we'll cast it. Cast it here. Make sure that the link below shows up. And then when I cast this, so I'll just say, pay. And then it'll take a while for it to load. No worries, let's just load it again. All right, cool. I'm gonna pay Darren Romero 0.001 ETH, and then I'll leave a small message. Thank you, DWR, for the podcast and infra. And when I hit submit, again, the same thing. Go to Optimism mainnet, and then I'm transferring that amount to Darren Romero. And then when I hit confirm, it'll take some time for the Block Explorer to pick it up, but eventually it will get settled on chain. Okay, waiting for mainnet. Okay, very cool. Now I'm paying Darren Romero 0.0001 ETH, and this is my address. This is DWR's address, and yeah, there we go. Ideally, if you refresh this, you're able to see a once upon confirmation message, but somehow running into some minor issue here, but no worries, we are able to verify it on chain. Anything else you want to cover, Uday?
No, I guess this would be it. Like basically the main motto of Perennial is to bridge the gap between what you can do with, let's just say, most people who are currently in DeFi protocols and they are hardcore into it. Like all the audience on Farcaster, they are the consumer audience, and if they want to interact with, let's just say, pools, or they want to deposit money or into some lending protocols, we can make it happen as simple as a button, and that's what we aim to.
Yeah, pretty much. And then last thing I'll add is Warpcast is a all-in-one consumer app, and what it's missing is just the payment feature. And what we're building in Perennial is we're allowing that payment feature seamlessly in-frame Warpcast native, and people are able to transact with each other. Right now, it's only on Optimism mainnet, or plan to use Base and maybe even other superchain ecosystems. So more to come in the future. But yeah, thank you so much, everyone.
Thank you.
Amazing. Thank you for that incredible mainnet demo. You actually sent somebody real money with a frame, and we have it on video. This is great. Congratulations. Sweet. Well, congrats. And that concludes all of our 10 finalist demos. So I want to thank all of these 10 teams again: FramesHub, Drifting Bottle, Magic Frames, Become AGI, Checkin Caster, CastSense, Frayman X, Serendipity Engine, CalCast, and Perennial. All right, all the things that you saw today, including all the other 199 projects, are available on ethglobal.com/showcase. So you can check out everything else that came out of this event in addition to these 10 live demos. And with that, let's get started on a couple of incredible things that I know I've been waiting for, and that is our partner prizes. So let's begin with Airstack. The 3 teams winning the best use of Airstack prize are Magic Maker, Vericast, and Awesome Frame. You're going to be splitting $5,000 equally, so each of you get 1166.67. Congratulations. Then we have the base prizes. The best AA frame dev tool goes to Frame for $1,000. The best no-code frame tool goes to Farcaster for $1,000. And CalCast and Checkin Caster are the 2 most creative frames, and you're going to be winning $1,500 each. Congratulations. Then we have Dynamic. Frameify wins the Future of Commerce category for $1,000. Chessmates is the most innovative use of frames using Dynamic for $1,000. And Only Frames is the best dynamic integration winner for $1,000 as well. And these 20 teams are going to win $100 each and 3 months of the advanced plan on Dynamic for free. So congratulations to all 20 of these projects. Then we have the Frames.js winners. Checkin Caster wins the first place $2048 prize for using Frames.js as the best use. Drifting Bottle is the second place winner for 1337, and Chessmates is the third place winner for using Frames.js, and you get to take home $884. So congratulations to all 3 of these teams. Then we have Karma 3 Labs. CastSense, Vericast, and Serendipity Engine are going to be the top 3 frames using the OpenRank APIs, and all of you are going to be taking home $500 each. Then we have Horror Ranker, Bezel, and Frame Scout, and you are the winners of the client apps using Open Ranking APIs, and you're also going to be taking home $500 each. And FrameScan is the best use of Open Rank APIs, and you get to win $500, so congratulations. Next up is LivePeer. The best video frame category winner is AI Quest, and you will be taking home $2,500. FrameGem is the second place winner for $1,500, and Live Frames is the third place winner, and you get to take home $1,000. So congratulations to all three of these teams. Then we have Optimism. Frames Hub and Framecaster are the best super frame discovery category winners, and you're going to be taking home $2,500 each. And Brian Frame and Frame Coiner are the two teams winning $1,250 each for the seamless bridge frame category. So congratulations to all four of these teams. Then we have Pinata. The best use of Pinata goes to Frameify, and you're going to be taking home $5,000. The best use of Pinata Frame Analytics goes to Earncast for $2,500. And Framalytics is the best client for frames category winner, and you're going to be taking home $2,500. Congratulations. Then we have Privy. Hear Me Out is the most engaging use of frames, and you will be winning $1,000. Frog wins the best headless frame app prize for $1,000, and Only Frames is the infrastructure category winner for Privy, and you're going to be taking home $1,000 too. And these 10 teams are going to be taking home $100 each for honorable mentions. So congratulations to Soundcaster, Skyframes, Puzzlemon, Funding the Future, FrameQuest, FrameMaster, Glyphcast, Infocast, Checkin Caster, and LinkHub. Then we have the Graph. The best use of the Graph goes to Kanan for $1,700, and the runner-up is Calcast, and you're going to be taking home $1,200. And then EcoWarp, Handle Factor, and Frame Charts are going to be taking home $700 each for the pool prize category, so congratulations. And then we have XMTP. These 74 teams are the winners of the Open Frames Bounty, so each of these teams is going to be taking home $100 each, so congratulations to all 74 of these teams. All of these prizes are now also available on the showcase page, so you can just go on your own project page or your hacker dashboard and you get to see what you won. So if you catch up this live stream later, or if you are excited to see the full number in total, go to your hacker dashboard or refresh your project showcase page and you get to see exactly what you won. Now, a couple of things to note about the prizes. All of the announcements here are tentative and not final, which means that because this is a weekend event and we had to do everything in a very short amount of time to ensure that we get to wrap up the event on time, we have a lot more diligence and checks to do before we give anybody a prize, which means all code bases will be verified, and we'll be making sure that everybody followed the rules and nobody worked on their project beforehand or cheated by importing something that they weren't allowed to. So if somebody is disqualified because of this, the values may change, especially for the pool prize categories. So all these checks will happen over the next 2 weeks. And after that, all prizes will be sent out to you on April 12th, which means that in about 2 weeks, you'll get a notice and an email clarifying and confirming these are the prizes you're going to be receiving, and you get to confirm all the details around how to receive them, and then they'll be delivered to you on the 12th. So keep that in mind and hang tight, and you'll be able to hear back from us in the next 2 weeks. Those are all the prizes and some of our 10 demos. So before we wrap everything up, we want to say a few thank yous to all the people that make all of this event possible. Of course, there's a lot of people that did so much work behind the scenes, which is our judges, our mentors, volunteers, speakers, and partners. And I want to start with our judges. So thank you to all of our 20 incredible judges who took the 4 hours this morning and this afternoon to talk to every project here live and give feedback and learn and ask questions about what they built and how they were leveraging frames. So many mentors and volunteers were involved in making sure everything runs smoothly behind the scenes. So thank you to all of our amazing volunteers and all of our speakers who did workshops on how to get started with building frames this entire weekend and on Friday especially, and all of the partners who helped make this event possible over this weekend and kind of did all this work in the background to ensure that you have the best experience. And last but not least, I want to give a special shout out to the ETH Global team. So thank you, Nick, Delbert, Maggie, Nuno, Fred, Rory, Huichi, Anna, Moaz, Emily, Andrew, Jacob, and Liam for ensuring that all the events that we do go super, super smoothly and give the best experience to all the developers here trying to hack and build something and learn something new. And as a side, we are growing our engineering team. So if you're on the other side and interested in joining the ETH Global engineering team, we're building so many cool things here that leverage the latest happening in the world of attestations, L2, CK, and just building consumer applications for 100,000 plus people in our ecosystem. So if you're interested in learning more, head over to ethglobal.com/careers and apply to be a developer and an engineer on the ETH Global team. So before we wrap everything up, I want to take a quick second and get back to the 10 teams that demoed what they built live for this hackathon. We call them our finalists because these events are not designed to be a competition. Our goal here is to showcase some super interesting and creative ideas. And as part of that, we call them finalists because we don't have a first, second, and third. So effectively, those 10 teams came in all tied for first place for Frameworks Hackathon. And in addition to any prizes they may have won from our partners, on top of that, just for being a finalist, ETH Global will be giving 500 USDC per team member to each of those teams. And that's not all. We want to give a more dedicated and special recognition to all of these 10 finalists for building something super, super incredible. So this time and moving forward, each of these 10 team members are going to also receive a finalist pack from ETH Global, which is a dedicated NFT that gives you access to a lot of perks automatically in our ecosystem. So we'll start off with not only just the 500 USDC, but you also get a framework hoodie for being a finalist, and this will be shipped to you no matter where you are in the world. On top of that, on the ethglobal.com faucet, you get increased limits, so you get to withdraw 10 times more testnet ETH on 14 different chains compared to everybody else. You also will be getting a free ticket to all 2024 Pragmas that ETH Global is hosting. So you just get a free entry and you have to buy a conference ticket there. And you will also be receiving a custom developer Ledger Nano S Plus, and we'll ship this to you directly no matter where you live. And you will also be receiving a $500 flight reimbursement with a guaranteed entry to any of our in-person events this year. So you get to pick one event, one of these 5 events that we have going on for the rest of the year, and we will fly you to this event to help have you be part of an in-person developer community and hack on something even cooler. So you get to see us in Sydney, Brussels, Singapore, San Francisco, or Bangkok this year. And for everybody, including a finalist, but every single hacker who participated in Frameworks, in our new partnership with ENS, thanks to the Public Goods Working Group and the Ecosystem Working Groups and ENS Labs, you will be receiving a free ENS domain name as part of being a hacker at this event. And we'll be giving that to you very soon. All you have to do is make sure that you've minted the hacker pack from ethglobal.com, and having this NFT will get you free access to mint or renew your ENS domain name. So all you have to do is head over to ethglobal.com/packs. And as soon as you mint that, you will be all automatically qualified to claim your free ENS domain name. And this goes for not just the finalists, for every single hacker. So last but not least, we want to end this off by telling you what's upcoming. So this wouldn't be an ETH Global event if we don't tell you what's next. So without further ado, let's talk about our next incoming in-person hackathons. Up next is Sydney in Australia, which is going to happen in just about 5 weeks on May 3rd to 5th. If you're in that region, we would love to say hi to you in person as our first event in Australia. Then we have Brussels in July, right after ETHCC. So if you're planning on being in Europe in July, we look forward to seeing you there. After that, we'll be joining everybody in Singapore on September 20th. And then we'll be hosting one of our biggest and our annual event here in San Francisco on October 18th. So this becomes our flagship in-person event, and we get to see everybody here in Silicon Valley. And we're going to end the year off with hosting ETH Global Bangkok on November 15th in Thailand, right after DevCon. And then we want to also quickly talk about our async events. Scaling Ethereum is our biggest event focused on scaling Ethereum with building on L2s and seeing what we can do to make more consumer apps. And that takes place on April 5th, just in about 10 days. So we can look forward to seeing you there, as is an async event. So it takes place for 3 weeks and we get to hack on so many cool things for a whole month. After that, we'll be doing our first ever Stark Hack, which is a dedicated event for the StarkNet ecosystem, building on top of what's happening with Ethereum and the Starkware ecosystem here. That takes place on June 13th. Then ETH Online is our annual async flagship event. We'll be seeing all of you, thousands of you, join us online from August 23rd to September 13th. And all of this is available for you to catch up on, see, apply to any of these events this year directly on ethglobal.com. Just head over to the events section and you get to join us and see us in person, or bring in your friends and get even more smart people into this ecosystem. So with that, I want to thank all of you for spending the weekend with us hacking. Get some rest, enjoy your prizes. Be sure to talk about what you've built on Farcaster, Twitter, emails, whatever platform you prefer. And we look forward to seeing you for Scaling Ethereum in 10 days, and a lot of you again in Australia in a month. So thanks again, and we'll see you all shortly. Have a nice weekend, everybody. Goodbye.